Today we will cover how we can make a database in MySQL and how to access the database using Java. Okay, JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Okay, so we will use web interface for the websites. Okay, you can use any database, for example Oracle, Informix, Access, MySQL, any other database, but we are using MySQL because about 90% websites use MySQL as a backend database, right? So we will use that database. Before using that, to use this MySQL, you have to download an environment, okay, where we have this environment is called XAMPP, okay, or WAMP, okay, this is WAMP. XAMPP is A is Apache, okay, Apache, M is MySQL, P is PHP, Perl, P, okay, WAMP means Windows, Apache, WAMP means Windows, Apache, MySQL and PHP, and LAMP means Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP. Okay, if you are using Linux, then you have to download this LAMP, and if you are using Windows, then you use this WAMP. Any one of this, okay, or okay, it contains Apache web server, MySQL database, PHP coding language, Perl coding language, Python coding language, right? So I have downloaded this WAMP. Go to Google and write download WAMP. Okay, this is download WAMP. Download it and install it, right? It will be installed. I have installed it, and now after installation you will get this WAMP 64, because my system is 64-bit, so I have used this. I have downloaded this WAMP 64 and installed it. Okay, after installation, this is there, and click on it. Yes, you see in the down there is red. It will change the color, right? It will change the color to stop. This is stop, then this is go. Okay, green. When this is green, it means MySQL is running, this WAMP is running on your machine. It means you can make websites, it means you can use databases, MySQL database, and it means you can use Apache web server. In the WAMP, A is Apache web server. Okay, so if I click on it, then you see this is MySQL. Okay, this is MySQL and MariaDB. Okay, this is PHP. These are the settings. Okay, php.ini, we have php.ini. In the MySQL we have my.ini. This is ini initialization file. In the Apache we have httpd.config. This is httpd.config and virtual host config. So this is we can configure these files. Okay, so no need to configure anything. You are new, right? And just to see this is running. Now I go here and how to access it, how to access this database. There is a web interface called phpMyAdmin, right? You can go here and click on it. If you see MySQL, you can use this as administrator, right? And just write http localhost /phpMyAdmin. Okay, phpMyAdmin, and press enter. So you see this, if if there is some password, you can just use that password. If there is root and root has no password, okay, don't enter any password and press OK, then you will see this screen. Okay, because I have already logged in, so that is why this interface, before this interface you can see some login information, root and password. Just press OK and this is the screen. Now I want to create a database. Okay, database management system is MySQL. Okay, that has been installed and I want to create a database. This is the new. When you click new, you see this create database box. Okay, so I want to the purpose of this video is to see how we can use websites. Okay, or you can use a form, website form, and how that form is implemented into the database, how we, and then we enter into values into it, right? And how we can export, import, we can use export and import. Now database is, for example, Facebook is database name and created. This is the Facebook, right? Now I go to Facebook, I go to this facebook.com, right? And this is the create new account. Okay, you see this dialog box or this sign up page. There is a first name, there is last name, there is this mobile number, so you count these. Okay, this is the sign up page. This is first name is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and you see this is 4, new password, then 5 date of birth, 6 gender. Okay, so there are 6 fields. We have 6 fields, 6 data fields, and we have to insert these data fields, this data into the database. So before doing that, we have to create a table. You can name the table, you can give any name, meaningful name, right? So just go here and write sign up, okay, and it will contain 6 fields, but it will actually contain 8 fields, right? It will contain 8 fields. 8 fields means one is ID and another field is date created, when this row is created. So 6 is on the form, 6 fields are on the form, and 2 additional fields. You always add 2 into the number of fields. If there are 100 number of fields on the form, then the total number is 102. If there are 20, then 22, right? Okay, so we will have 8. Okay, 8. So go. Now I added ID. First is ID and last is creation date of creation. Okay, these two. Then we will see this form. First is first name. I go here and give meaningful name. First name is, for example, I give the name NAME. This is column name. We are creating column. Just like in Excel, you create columns in the first row and then you enter the data. For example, column is first name, last name, and then you enter in the second row the actual data. Okay, first name is Ali, so last name is this. So last name is, for surname is L name, for example, and we have this mobile number. So we will have cell, and then we will have this password. Then we have date of birth, so we can say that date of birth is DOB. Okay, DOB, and then last field is this gender, right? So I'll say it gender, right? Okay, so date of creation and ID is additional fields. ID is just like your identification, employee ID, for example, your national identity card number. Okay, so this is mandatory. This is mandatory, and this is mandatory. Mandatory means for the reporting we will use date of creation, when this record is deleted, when this record is created. Okay, so these are column names. Now this is type. This, you see this type. For the ID, this is integer. Okay. For the F name, this is varchar. Varchar means this is character. So first name is how many characters are in the first name? For example, we will see the maximum length is 30, right? So in the first name you can enter 30 letters. In the last names again varchar, and you will enter, for example, 30 in the last name. Okay. In the cell you have varchar, and varchar, for example, cell is 20 characters long. For example, 10 characters in the numbers, 2 are dash, and then plus, then country code, etc. Okay, so total are 20. Then in the password we will have 6 mandatory or 8 mandatory. Then we will have, for example, 15 characters long or 20 characters long. Okay, 20 characters long. And date of birth is, for example, we will have 50 characters long date, right? For example, Wednesday, 13 December, long date according to time zone, right? Then we will have gender. Gender is varchar, and gender is male or female. So male, for male, if we write male, M-A-L-E, there are 4 letters. Why not we add only one letter, M or F? M for female, F for M for male, F for female. So the F and M have 1 character. So it will hold 1 character. This will hold maximum 30 characters. And date of creation is, again, this is varchar. Okay. And this is date of creation is, for example, this is 50 characters long. Right. Now press this save button. Press this save button, and the database is created. These are the column names. For example, on the register you have created column names. Now you enter the actual data. Okay. Below ID you will create ID. ID is 1, F name is Ali, F name is something, cell number is 111, password is ABC, date of birth is something, gender, and date of creation, and this is first record. Again, second record. For example, Akram, last name is this, and you enter the records under these column names, right? So I want to add first record using this insert. Okay, on the top you see this insert. Record number 1, and F name is, for example, this is Ali, right? And last name is, for example, this is Akram, right? And cell number is, for example, this is the cell number, and we will have password ABC, and we will have this database date of birth 10/10/2010, right? And gender is M or F, so this is male, and date of creation is 2/2010. Okay, this is not meaningful, but we can create old records, right? Okay, press go, this go button, go. You see it says 1 row inserted, 1 row inserted. Now what I do is I will go here and browse. Press browse, and you see this record, Ali, Akram, and ABC, and this is the first record. These are headings. These are headings. Headings have been created once, and now records, we insert the records. Okay. Another thing, go to structure and change this ID for every table. This is sign up table, maybe there is customer table, employee table, maybe there is some other table. You have to create this ID, and this ID should be, go to more and press primary. This is the primary key. Press OK. This is the primary key. ID is primary key, right? So this is primary key. Primary key means unique key. Unique key. Every employee has a different number. You have, every citizen has a different citizenship number. Okay. So this should be auto incremented. Auto incremented means automatically database will increment it. Okay. This is easy. Okay, for us, but there is a scheme also. For example, you have a check number and first 10 letters are for this, second 10 letters are, or mobile number for example, or email. Okay, email may be primary key, but for the numbers we will have some scheme. For example, first are, this is ID, this is account number, this is something, and then you cannot increment it. Okay, but most of the cases you will have ID as auto increment. Auto increment means you go to change, this press change, and this is auto increment. Okay, so when we insert second record, so it database will assign 2. The database will assign, this is the record. So first is 1 we have entered, and when we insert second record, database will assign ID as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't care about the ID. It will be auto incremented. That is why it is auto. If you go to structure and see, this is auto increment, right? So auto increment means automatically database will assign the ID, right? So this is how we insert the record. But we want to see how we can insert the record using form. For example, if you go here and sign up and press sign up, if everything is good, everything is okay, then you can see your record has been inserted into the Facebook record database, into the Facebook website, right? How? Okay, so this information will be inserted into the database using query, using database query. That query is insert into. Okay, so programmer or developer will use database SQL, structured query language. So what is that structured query? Go to SQL. This is SQL, structured query language. This language is used to talk with the database. This is the language, database language, right? Just like you have Java, you have PHP, you have Python. These are all languages to talk with the web servers. Okay, to talk with the servers. And now we have this SQL for the database management system. Relational database. Relational means relation is a table. A table, sign up is a relation. So if there is a student record, a student table in a school, there is a class table, course table. So student has a relation with the course table. Student has a relation with the teacher table. Student has a relation with the quiz table. Okay, exam table. So these are all tables and these are called relations. It means relation is one student can have many courses, one teacher can teach many students. So now we are on the sign up. So go here and write insert into. This is mandatory, okay? You have to write insert into. Then table name. Table name or relation name is sign up. We have just created SIGN up. Okay? Name is same, name should be same. Now column names. So if we see these column names from here, these are the columns, and column name is, first is F name, then L name, then we have we do not have email. Okay, no problem. We are not using email, right? F name, L name, then we have date of birth, then we have gender, then we have this date creation column. Okay. Now space bar and values, and values are single quote, then single quote, comma. Okay, and I use this select it, Control C, copy it, and Control V, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now, I insert the data. So for the first name, we will have, for example, Asad. Okay, and for the last name, we will have Shoaib. Okay, and for the date of birth, you see this DOB is, for example, 10 0 to 2001. Okay, 2001. After DOB, we have gender. Gender is male, and we have this date creation. Date creation is 02/02 2010. Okay, so we will remove these two. Okay, and then I close the bracket for the values. Right, this is close the bracket, and I press this is semicolon. Okay, now we have insert. It means add into sign up. Add into sign up. These are the columns: F name, L name, date of birth. These are the columns, and insert values for these columns. For the first name, Asad. For the L name, this is Shoaib. For the date of birth, this date of birth. For this another is cell number. Cell number is also there. So before this, we will have cell number, right? Cell, and we will add before database cell number, double quote, and semicolon, a colon, comma, and we will have cell number this, right? So this is the format. Now I press go. Okay, it is saying field password does not have default value. Okay, so we will have password, comma, and we will add password after cell. After cell is this, and we will add this cell number, password is ABC, for example. Okay, now I press go. Now one row inserted. Okay, now go to browse, and if you see, this is Asad, Shoaib, and this is password, and this is the data. This is the second row, and from where this 2 comes, automatically database will assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Customer will come on the Facebook, and they just press sign up, and automatically IDs will be created. Okay, now we want to see the structured query language insert, and we want to see update. Okay, how to update a record? For example, if if I want to go here and see this Asad. For example, if I want to change this password, okay, change this password ABC2123. How can I do that? I will go here and write update query. Before this, we have written this insert query. Now update the record. Update table name. Table name is sign up, and set. What to set? Password. We want to set the password 123. Okay, if we stop here and do not write where condition, okay, then this update query will update all the passwords. If there are thousands of customers, so be careful, very careful. We have to write where condition. So this is for this ID, where ID is equal to 2. Now this is okay. Okay, so unrecognized keyword near set. So there is an error. Sign up. If I press go, okay, one row affected. Okay, if I go here and browse, you see this password has been changed. 1, 2, 3. Okay. If I change this Shoaib last name, what should I write? I should write update table name sign up, set L name, column name is equal to, set L name is, for example, Kashif, where ID is equal to 2. Okay. So I go here and now I see this. So this is the last name, right? Last name has been changed. So when you edit in your profile, your information, your last name, first name, password, those values are inserted over here. This is the location in the MySQL, and this is the interface, and this is the record how we can change this information. Now I want to delete this second. Okay, I want to delete. How to delete it? Very easy. This is delete from, this is important, and sign up table name, where, very important, where condition. Otherwise this delete will delete all the records. If there are thousands of customers, all will be deleted. So where condition in update, where condition in delete is must, right? So ID is equal to 2. Okay. So delete from sign up where record number is 2. Where record number which has ID is equal to 2, delete that record only, right? So I press go. Okay. So it is saying that it will permanently, it will delete this record permanently. Okay. Press OK. Press OK and browse. Okay. So this is second record has been deleted. So there is a term we use in the database. We have in the SQL, we have select statement, we have insert statement, we have update statement, we have delete statement, right? So these are the statements you should know. Okay, we have used select, we have used insert, we have used update, and we have used delete. So see, in the simple term we use create or CRUD application. CRUD means create, R is retrieve or select, update, U is update, and delete is D is delete. So if you have ever seen maybe the CRUD application, CRUD page, CRUD app means create from an application where we can create the record, where we can update the record, we can delete the records. Okay. So create means we insert, sign up. You press sign up and record will be created. When you see profile, retrieve is used. When you update password, that update is used. When you delete your account or delete some entry, then D is called, delete is called. Okay. So this is how we can use this. Now I want to add more records, right? I want to add, insert into, just quick, insert into sign up. So we have this F name, L name, cell, password, and we have date of birth, we have gender, we have date creation, and we will have values. Values is value 1 is for the F name we have A, for the L name we have B, for this cell number we have 1, 2, 3, we have this password, we have ABC, we have this for the date of birth we will have 1/1/2010, and we will have this gender, we will have male, and we have this creation date 2/2/2003. Okay, and this will close. Okay, now close the bracket and press go. So one row affected. If you see browse, so this record has been inserted. Okay, so you cannot access this directly. Okay, only database administrator can access this place. Okay, so how a developer can insert the record? Okay, there should be a way in the programming language, from the programming language, from using SQL, because this is not the interface. Okay, records are inserted, but we do not insert using this interface. We use web interface, web forms. For example, I click sign up. Okay, I click sign up because I don't have access to PHPMyAdmin of the Facebook. Okay, I have access to that form. I enter the values, I enter the data, and press sign up button. That sign up is automatically inserted into this database. Okay, so database is internal to the company. Okay, so these forms is external or user end. This is the backend and that is the user end. Okay, so there are two kinds of backend. Backend means there is server side backend and there is database type backend. Okay, so server side backend means some PHP code. We cannot see PHP code on the front end. If you see some view source or inspect the elements, you cannot see any data, any server side code. Means you cannot say that okay, it is written in PHP or Python or Java, JSP or whatever, right? So language is not written on ASP.NET, C#, right? You can use we will use some programming language. We will use Java for that. Okay, to insert the record, right? Java interface. How we can do that? First of all, we will create. We will delete this. JDBC. Okay. Now go download Eclipse. Okay. Download Eclipse. Okay. And then go to file, new, and Java project. Okay. For example, we have Java project is Facebook. Okay, this is the Java project. Now next is press next, press finish, right, and create. Okay, so I will create a new file, new class. Okay, public class. In Java, at least one class is public. Okay, first class where the main, MAIN, small, main function, from where the execution starts of execution of the application. Application may have one form, application may have 1000 forms, 1000 interfaces. Okay, that application started with the main. Or web is in if there is a web application, then there is a start, on, end, on, load. Okay, those are the functions. But main is must. Main in the this is the console application. Okay, not graphical user interface. This is the console application. It means the output is written on the console. Okay, console means black screen or some screen. And there is no form, just like we are entering here. This is the form. There is no GUI, graphical user interface, right? So name is, for example, we have a class name is sign up class name. Okay, this should be public. One class, first class should be public. Okay, there is no abstract, no final. We will see abstract. Abstract means that class we cannot create any object. And final means this class is final. We cannot extend this class. Okay, inheritance, right? Okay, now we have this name and press finish. Okay, we have now package Facebook. Okay, same package means package is just like you have Windows folders. Okay, package is like that. You have all the Word files in the Word folder. You have all the Excel files in the Excel folder. You have all PowerPoint files in the PowerPoint folder. So you create the files. Create the folders so that it is easy to manage your documents. Just like that, the developers use packages. These are the folders to package the classes. The related classes are under the same package. Okay, there are sub packages also. For example, we can make another package here. Right click, new, and package. Okay, Facebook has, for example, if sign up is not a class, okay, sign up has too many functions, for example 10 functions, then we cannot make it a class. We will use sign up name as a sub package of the Facebook. Okay, so sub package means package inside a package, folder inside a folder. If there are too many files, then you create a subfolder inside a folder. Okay, just like that, if there is a small class, like here we have sign up is a small class, small information to 6-7 fields only. So we will use this class. Package means a big thing. Okay, a folder, right? Now this is the public class. Okay, we will use. I have downloaded a script. Okay, so first of all, we will see this sign up page, and I have downloaded, just see this JDBC and JDBC.java, and if I write this public static void main string arg, and I write system dot out dot println and java. Okay, and this is the console area. Okay, you see this console area, this is the console area. Now I want to execute it. Okay, just execute it. Okay, com.mysql mysql.driver, just close this, and I want to execute this. Go to run and run as Java application, right? So you see this Java, this is the Java, right? Java folder, Java, this Java. If I write this Java database, this is the string, right? Save it and execute it. You see Java database. So our class is working, right? Now what we will do is we will see this Java database, and I copy all this, right? Copy all this and Control C, and then I paste it inside this public static Control V. Okay, this is the database class. Okay, database connections and database. Okay, you see this is called create class connection package. Okay, this is the error. Why? Because we do not have SQL driver. We do not have SQL driver. So we will insert MySQL access. So go to Facebook. This is the way. Okay, first just minimize this, and then go to Facebook, and you have to add a library, right? A jar file. So go to class path and add library. Okay, we do not have. We have to include this. We have go here, and you can download MySQL connector Java jar file. Okay, there is a problem with the internet. Okay, without we are not wasting the time. I have this on, let's see, MySQL and connector. MySQL connector. This is MySQL connector. If I search it, it is MySQL connector. This is the location of the file, is open file location. Location of the file is downloads, and if I control C and I paste it on the desktop and control V. Okay, now MySQL connector. This is MySQL connector, and I open add external jar, and I go here and open it. Okay, and apply and close. Now you see this has been added, and these errors, if I save it, so create class connection package and Java. If I see here reference libraries, then we have this MySQL connector. If I run this application, SQL exception, unresolved compilation problems. Okay, I should remove this module.java, right? Because this is not needed. Okay. Okay, gone. That error gone, right? Now I go here and execute this. Now we have only one error, unresolved compilation problem, insert to complete the class body. Okay, now we have this catch block, this and another bracket, right? Now I compile it. So cannot issue empty query. Okay, cannot issue empty query. So what we do is we will use insert into what is the name of the table? Sign up. Okay, insert into sign up. Insert into sign up. Sign up is fname, lname, cell, password, we have date of birth, we have gender. Okay, and values are, for example, we have first name Kashif, and we have last name Ali. We have this cell number is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we have password is QQQ, and we have date of birth is 01/01/02/2010, and we have this gender is male, and we have date creation. So date creation, there is a column date creation, and for this we have value 03/01/2020. Okay, date creation, and I close the bracket. Now our query is not empty. Okay, now if I compile this, run this, no database selected. It says no database selected. Okay, no database means we have to assign here because this is localhost. Localhost means on this computer. This is the host, locally we have database on this computer, we have Java on this computer, we have script on this computer, right? Everything is on this computer. So this is JDBC MySQL localhost means databases on the localhost. If there is no localhost, then we will use IP, live IP or live for example facebook.com. Okay, we will use facebook.com// and we will use database name. For example, database name is Facebook. Okay, so our database name is, if you see, our database name is what? Our database name is this Facebook. Database name is Facebook. Table name is sign up inside Facebook. Okay, so we go here and you have to write here the URL of your website, for example facebook.com or google.com, and then the database name of on that machine. Okay, on SQL Server, on MySQL. So we have localhost, MySQL is locally hosted, and then we have this Facebook database. Now I save it and this, press go. So the record has been inserted, and if I browse it, you see Kashif Ali 1 2 3 4 5 6 QQQ, and this is how we use Facebook. We use this MySQL and Java. Okay, let's see what this code says, right? This is class, public class sign up. Okay, class name should be meaningful. Class name, actual real coding is SIGN, sign, and UPR. Okay, two letters. So second letter is, first U should be capital. Okay, these are the conventions, but we have, for simplicity, we have used this sign up. Okay, right? So this is the sign up. Then static, final, these are all variables. Okay, this is the driver. Okay, by Java. This is the URL of our website. This is the user. We have MySQL user root, and remember, never use root. Root is just like you are administrator in Windows. Administrator on Windows. If you give access of the administrator to a script, I mean that is malicious. Some malicious script can delete your all the data, right? So never use root, because we are testing and this is testing environment, not production environment, right? Because public will use it and there are hackers, you know. So never use root, okay, for MySQL. So password is nothing. For the root, by default there is no password. On my machine or any machine when you install MySQL, there is no password. Then main function starts. We have con, connection class, con variable. We have statement variable. Then we have to include all the other things inside try catch block. Try means if there is some exception, that will be caught. If there is SQL exception, then SE, and we can handle that exception, means we can print the stack trace or the error. Or if there is any other kind of exception, means all other exception, then we can handle it over here. And finally, this block is always executed. Finally means when all the code has been executed, the final thing is try this. If statement is null, then close the connection. Con.close, close the connection, and catch SQL exception. And if con is not equal to null, then again con.close. So you should close the connection. Otherwise, if there are, for example, 1,000 users and there are 1,000 connections in your RAM, server RAM, then after 5 or 10 seconds per minute there are, for example, 100, then after 10 minutes you will have full RAM, and your website will say denial of service. Okay, queue is full. So be careful. Whatever you create, the objects, this is the object, con object, this is the statement object, you have to close your connection. Okay, otherwise there is also a Java garbage collector. Okay, but we will not wait for garbage collector to come and see what objects are not needed, so close the connection. We will implicitly close this. Okay, that close after executing this, inserting into the database, we will close this connection. Okay, so this is simple. This is class for name. This is first statement. that we will include this driver, JDBC driver. Then we will print this message. Then there is driver manager.get connection, and we will assign this DB URL, database URL. Then user is root and password is empty. Then another if connected, then if connected, then connected database successfully. Then inserting records, and this is the create statement, con.create statement. If I write this con dot, you can see create statement. There are a lot of prepare statement, create statement, prepare call. Okay, so depending upon the situation, we will use these functions. So create statement, we are just using a simple, very simple query, one query. Okay, one query, and we are creating this. I mean, this is the simplest one, right? So SQL insert into the sign up, and we write the query, all the query, and then we execute update. This is the function statement, execute update. So it will update the database. Then insert record into the table. This is the message. And if any error occurs in the try, then that will be caught on inside this catch exception. Okay, and finally is executed always, right? Okay, so in the real scenario, this Kashif, these values come from some website, some form, just like we have Facebook form. Okay, so we will add that form variables instead of this, and we will fetch the value and insert into the database. And this is not the right way of coding. Okay, this is just, we are just beginners. The real thing is there is problem with this statement. Okay, we have not used any SQL injection. There is SQL injection attack. For example, if I use this, for example this, okay, if I do not enter this one code, then this is SQL injection attack. Let's see what happens. So you see this error in the production environment. If user see any kind of error, I mean, he will not visit your site again. Okay, so and again, if there is an error due to some SQL query, then your time wasted. For example, there are operators or managers or are using your software, and there are errors, then they cannot use, and this is the wastage of time. And then again, hackers can use these codes, double codes. Okay, these codes and double codes. So what we do is we use create here in the MySQL. We create using SQL. We create procedures. Okay, create procedures. We create procedures. Procedures means create procedure name. Procedure means we handle all the database queries to MySQL. So put all the database functionality on the database. Put all the front-end responsibility to the front-end, to the browser, to the user, because users are using browsers. So put user functionality in the browser, in forms, captcha, you see, loading, giving message. Okay, this is the user responsibility. Then put the server-side functionality on the server, PHP server, Python server, JSP server, whatever, ASP.NET server, okay, Apache server. So put the database functionality to the MySQL server, and put the server side functionality to the server side, and put put the front end responsibility to the front end, and database functionality to the database. So we create procedures, that those procedures are compiled, and it will increase our speed. Okay, and there is no SQL injection attack. Again, we have to use some prepare statement, and we throw the error if there is double quotes, if there is no double quote here, right? We prepare the statements. So data, why we are using this software? Because we have to secure the data and to save the time, to automate the process of the inside the organization, right? So instead of saving the time, if your script, if your software is giving some errors or slow, okay, and there is no right response time, then that could be a problem, okay. So this was about this, and always use this. Remember, after using your this server, you have to quit it, right? So you have to stop all services or quit it. Okay, right click and quit. Okay. So system.out.println. What is system.out? We are using this console. In the real world, we have form. Okay, so we will include like just a quick view. For example, if I use new, I go here and new, and I will use other, and in the other we have Java, and we have this. These are the different kinds of Java folders, right? And we will have this Java, and there is Maven, SQL deployment, and web services. Okay, these are web services. You see, that if you want to create a web service, and there are examples also, and you can use this, right? So this is how we insert. What if we want to delete this? Delete some record. What to do? Okay, we have how many records? We have right now. This is sign up. Okay, and we have 3 records. For example, 1, 3, and 4. We want to delete this record number 4. Okay, using some language. We have right now we have Java. So what we do is, what to write? Delete from, what is the table name? Sign up. Where, very important, where ID is equal to 4. Very simple. Okay, and I delete it. Okay, I save it and run it. Okay, insert records. I should say delete record deleted, permanently deleted. Okay, record deleted. Now I go here. Okay, record deleted. You see this message? Record deleted. And if I go here and I browse it, so there is no record. If why we use where statement? For example, if I do not use where statement and there are 1000 records, okay, where statement. Now if I execute it, it will delete all the records. We have 2 records. If there are millions of records, it will take 2 or 3 seconds and you will have no data inside your database when you click on the sign up. So very important for the delete and update statements, that you have to use where condition, right? So this was an overview of using database, how to delete it, how to update it, and like that, right? We will use object-oriented programming in the next session. Okay, thank you.